In a world submerged in shadows, where despair hung heavy in the air, a storm was brewing. A storm that would unleash two catastrophic wars. Before the video, please like, share, and subscribe the channel, etching deep scars on the face of history. Amid the whirlwind of chaos and destruction, there was one man, a man named Samuel, whose destiny was to be forever intertwined with these global calamities. The story of Samuel begins in a quaint village, where he was known for his fierce patriotism and unwavering resolve to protect his homeland. As the year 1914 dawned, the world was plunged into the nightmare of World War I. Samuel, driven by a powerful sense of duty, enlisted in the army. His departure from his family was a scene of heartbreak, his eyes brimming with tears as he bid them farewell. He found himself marching into the unknown, shoulder to shoulder with thousands of other soldiers. Their boots echoed hauntingly as they moved towards the front lines. The battles were brutal, the losses staggering. In the Battle of the Somme alone, more than 1 million lives were extinguished, many of them innocent civilians trapped in the deadly crossfire. Samuel bore witness to the unspeakable horrors of war. He saw landscapes transformed into wastelands by artillery fire, heard the anguished cries of wounded comrades, and smelled the stench of death that hung heavily in the air. He clung to the hope that this war would be the last. But as the conflict dragged on and the body count rose, his optimism dwindled. In 1918, the war ended, leaving a scarred and shattered world in its wake. Samuel returned to his village, his spirit haunted by the ghosts of the fallen and the suffering he had seen. The world seemed to be slowly healing, and Samuel resolved to rebuild his life, seeking comfort in the arms of his family. But his peace was fleeting. In 1939, the world was once again thrown into chaos as World War II erupted. Samuel, now older and wearier, felt the call of duty echoing in his heart. He enlisted again, stepping into a conflict of even greater magnitude, a conflict that threatened to engulf the world in its deadly flames. The body count soared as the war raged on. During the Holocaust, 6 million innocent lives were brutally snuffed out, their pleas for mercy lost in a world consumed by hatred. Samuel, now a seasoned soldier, fought on, but the war took a heavy toll on his soul. He saw the horrors of concentration camps, the atrocities committed by both sides, and the unimaginable destruction wrought by the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The world seemed to be hurtling towards oblivion, drowning in a sea of blood and despair. As World War II finally came to a close in 1945, Samuel, now a shattered man, returned to his village. He was met with the somber faces of his family, who had endured their own losses and heartache. The world had been irrevocably changed, marred by the loss of over 70 million lives. Samuel, weighed down by the horrors he had witnessed, spent his remaining years in introspection. His heart ached with a sadness beyond words, for he had seen the worst that mankind was capable of. He mourned the lives lost, the dreams shattered, and the innocence stolen. The wars had left scars on the world, and on Samuel, that would never fully heal.
What price are we willing to pay for war, and what value do we place on peace? This is a question that plagued Samuel, a man whose life was forever altered by the ravages of 2 world wars. Samuel's story began in the early 20th century, in a world on the brink of war. The events that unfolded during his lifetime etched deep scars on his psyche, scars that shaped his outlook and fueled his lifelong quest for peace. From the trenches of the Western Front to the bombed-out cities of World War II, Samuel bore witness to the devastating cost of war. An estimated 16 million lives were lost in the Great War, a figure that would tragically be dwarfed by the staggering 70 million lives lost in the Second World War. These numbers, too immense to truly comprehend, haunted Samuel, serving as a grim reminder of humanity's capacity for destruction. Yet amidst the destruction, Samuel saw glimmers of hope. He saw nations rise from the ashes of war, rebuilding their cities and their lives. He saw the birth of the United Nations, an organization dedicated to the lofty goal of preventing future conflicts. This inspired him to dedicate his life to promoting peace, understanding and reconciliation among nations. Traveling the world, Samuel shared his experiences and his message. He spoke at schools, universities and international conferences, reminding people of the cost of war and the value of peace. His words resonated with many, inspiring a generation to strive for unity and harmony. As Samuel aged, he looked back on his life with a mix of sadness and solace. The sadness stemmed from the lives lost, the families torn apart, and the cities reduced to rubble. The solace came from knowing that his efforts had made a difference, that he had played a part in promoting peace and understanding. Samuel's legacy continued long after his passing. His story, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, inspired countless individuals to work towards a better, more peaceful world. His lessons, learned through personal suffering, served as a reminder of the consequences of hatred and the power of compassion. Today, as we remember the tragedies of the world wars and their staggering death tolls, we also remember Samuel's message. His story offers hope in a world that still bears the scars of war. It serves as a reminder of the resilience of humanity and the enduring hope for a world free from the ravages of war. May his story inspire us all to work towards a world where peace reigns supreme, where the horrors of war are but a distant memory, and where the sacrifices of the past are never forgotten. Because as Samuel so fervently believed, peace is not merely a goal to strive for, but a precious gift to cherish.